Now, because it gives you two triangles, what you've got is you've got one triangle that looks like this. This is the small one. This is you, or whoever the person is. And there is 1.8 meters and 2.9 meters for his shadow or her shadow, right? Then for the second triangle that we have, you're trying to measure a tower. So this is the tower. And we know that its shadow is 11.3 meters, right? So based on what you know that these triangles are both similar. So the heights, notice I'm highlighting the heights in yellow, okay? Now, these parts here are also the same. Sorry, are also corresponding sides. So the blue parts are also corresponding sides. So now, based on that, we can sit down and calculate our thing. Now, I'm going to call this part here that I don't know, the height of the tower, X. So now what I do is I write, well, remember, I always either do small over big or big over small. So I'm going to do this time big over small. So we're going to get, let's see, I'm going to write big over small. Means that the ratios that we have are, for the height, it's X over 1.8 is equal to 11.3 over 2.9. Now that we have that, what we have to do is we have to cross multiply. Now, when we cross multiply, that means we're going to have 2.9 times x, which is just 2.9x. And then we're going to combine 1.8.
Now I know where I went wrong.
Times 11.3, right? So it's kind of like every time you do your cross product, the cross product helps us put the numbers that need to be together. So I could write 1.8 times 11.3. And then if you want, 9 times out of 10, you guys tend to go and write out this equation here. So you'll go 1.8. 1.8 times 11.3. You get your next answer. And what I tend to do when I'm doing calculations is I tend to keep 2 decimal places until I get to the end. Because you notice, if you look at our original problems here, right? If you look at our original problems, all the problems have at least 1 decimal place, right? But to kind of make sure that it's as accurate as possible, the work is as accurate as possible, what you want to do is have a little bit more decimals in your calculation. So I'm going to write 20.84 is equal to 2.9x. Uh-oh, I screwed that up. So I get 2.9x is that. And it's 20.84. So now, anybody know what we got to do next? Anybody?
Divide.
Divide by what?
By 2.9.
Exactly. So divide everything by 2.9. And then we end up with, well, 2.9 divided by 2.9 is x. So then we take our 20.84 divided by 2.9, and you end up with 1. So the answer is 7.18. So think about it. You just did your calculation, 7.18, but you got to remember that each one of these problems ended in 1 decimal place. So we're going to take this 7.86 thing that goes on forever, right? And we're going to round it to 1 decimal place. Because we have a 1 and beside it we have the number 8, what should my final answer be? X is equal to, is it 7.1 or 7.2?
7.2.
Excellent. Okay.
I got something different than that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, give me, yep, go on.
I just got 7. Like, so did I. I literally just got straight up 7. Like, I got 7.013.
7
Yeah.
point what?
You are all missing something.
No.
7.013.
Okay, so let me see.
1.8 times 11.3 is 20.34, not 20.84.
Did I write it wrong?
Oh, yeah. That's, yeah.
Yeah, you probably, oh wait, let me take a look. 1.8 times 11.3. Boom. Oh, it's 20.34. Sorry, guys. I apologize. You're right. Oh my God. Old man genes are coming in, are getting in, are playing.
I was right.
Yeah, you guys were right.
7.0 then, because the 3
Yeah.
decimals after the 7 are 013.
Excellent. That's it. You're right. I'll go and make a correction to this now.
And I did the fractions at the start a different way too, but I still got the same answer.
I know. As long as you're careful with how you set up your calculations, I'll accept the work. Okay? So 2.9
Forgot something important.
times
Units.
20 point.
Debatably important.
Yeah, what is it? And then we
Forgot the meters.
Oh my goodness, you're right. And I forgot the X. See what happens when you don't have coffee in the morning.
Rookie mistake.
Exactly.
That's why I just grabbed something like apple juice.
Yeah. Okay, so X is equal to 7.0. Excellent. All right. So now I think what we should do is we should see if we can work on the next problem. So to calculate the length of a march, a surveyor produced the following diagram. So we have a diagram that looks like this. The marsh kind of is like a lake, and he has a diagram that goes like this. He has a triangle that kind of looks like this, and another little teeny triangle that looks like that. Now, these triangles are going to be similar, and I'll tell you why right off the bat. There's an angle here that's the same. Okay. Then there's also this little angle here and this little angle here, right? Remember what I told you a while back. The moment that you have two triangles like this, they're going to be similar because of that line that cuts across them, right? Because you also have, and also because you have two angles which are the same for both triangles, right? One, because it has a right triangle in one corner right here and here. And the opposite angles that we have right here. Opposite angles which are the same. Okay? You've seen that before. So now let's go and write out our numbers. Here is 118.6. And then we have 3.6 here. And then we have 16.2. We know. So what happened was this surveyor figured out how far it was from here to from the crossing section all the way up to the edge of the lake. So for me, if I want to see what my corresponding sides are, is I'd have to look at the angles. Notice that this angle has this side here goes from the dot to the base corner of the triangle. So its matching side on the little triangle is going to be that dot to its little right triangle. So here's what we're going to do. We don't know this. We want to know this. We don't care about anything else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this part here for my triangle, right? Now, the matching side on the other triangle, is it this side? Can anybody see this? Notice how I'm like highlighting that hypotenuse. Is that the same? Is that the right side we're looking at?
No.
Say again, louder.
No.
No. It's got to be the 16.2, right? It's got to be this.
Yeah, it has to be the 16.2.
That's right. So now, here we go. Let's go and set up our ratios of, let's go, because we're looking for the bigger side, I'm going to go, my ratio is going to be big over small side, which means that we're going to have, I'm looking for X, and then I'm looking for its corresponding side. So it's 16.2, and that's going to equal the other side. So the other side that's missing. So we got to go to the big triangle first. So we're going to put 18.6 divided by 3.6. So now that we have that ratio, what we have to do is we have to do the cross product, right? So tell me what I have on my left side, on the left side of my equation, on the next line here. Do I have,
0.36.
say again? Say again?
X and 3.6.
Right, so I got 3.6x, And then what about the other side? So remember, the other side is going to be based on connecting these two. So now we're going to have,
Is it going to be 18.6 times 16.2?
yeah, exactly. Okay, so 18.6 times 16.2. So when you do that, you're going to get, when you multiply the right side, you're going to get 301.32 is equal to 3.6x. So now what do we have to do? Can someone tell me?
Divide by 3.6.
Exactly.
Divide by 3.6 on both sides.
Excellent. So now that we divide by 3.6, we're going to get 301.32 divided by 3.6 is equal to 83.7. So the last thing that you would say, because this is a final problem, solving problem, you just got to say, therefore the length of the lake is 83.7 meters. And we're done.